Hey everyone, before we get into this video, I want to talk about the new banner that just came into the game. If you already rerolled your account and you're happy with it, there is no reason for you to summon on this banner. Unless you really want Cheyenne, she is a very good protection character, but she is definitely not needed. So as far as this banner goes, the best advice I can give you is don't summon on it unless you're already building a dark team or you're going to reroll an account for a dark team. Other than that, there is no reason for you to summon on this banner. You should stick to the main banner and go for your first pity on that one because it's over in 7 days. And the pities in this game are 2 and 300. The regular characters are 200 and the protection characters are 300. So if you start switching back and forth between the banners, you will never be able to finish the pity on the main banner. And from what I can see, it's going to benefit you a lot more to get an awakened star on one of your main characters, whether it's Neva, Trini, whoever you ended up re-rolling for and picking. If we click on trade and pull this up, we'll see there's only 6 days left. So if you start summoning on the new Diablo banner, you will never be able to finish out this pity. Most likely you won't be able to anyway, but at least you'll be able to get some dupes for your main team. The one thing to always keep in mind in a game like Slime is there's always going to be a better banner in the future. This is how these gacha games make their money. They bring a dark banner right after release. Everybody wants to summon on it. They go for it. They summon. And then 2 weeks from now, there's going to be a way better banner and you're going to hate yourself for summoning on this banner. And I'm not saying this is a bad banner, and if you really want to summon on it, you absolutely can. But Diablo, at best, is A tier. And again, Cheyenne is a really good protection character, but if you're not using a dark team, you're not going to use her anytime soon. You'll probably use her more towards the late game. The best thing to do in a game like Slime is save up your gems until you have enough to pity out the character or pity out on the banner you're going to summon on. So I just want to clear that up because this banner came out after I made this video. And one thing I want to show you real quick before we get into the video is how to reroll your account. It takes literally 2 seconds. So let me pull up the main screen so I can show you. If you pull up your menu after you did your summons and you're not happy with your rerolled account, click on return to main screen. And then once you're on the main screen, you're going to click on menu again. Then you're going to click on the bottom one that says delete game data. Once you do this, it's going to ask you if you want to start back at the tutorial. You're going to click yes, and that's going to bring you directly back into the reroll. It really is that simple. There's no uninstalling the game, using different emails. All you have to do is delete the game data, go back to the tutorial, and reroll again until you're happy with your current account. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the end. What's going on, everybody? Spaceballs here. Today we're playing Slime Memories. All right, everyone, we are going to be going over how to get the best start possible in the new Slime game. I know I'm late to the party on this one like I always am, and that's because I work 13-hour shifts on the weekend. But I have a bunch of awesome videos coming for Slime, so stay tuned for those. But for this video, we're going to talk about how to get the best start possible in Slime. This is my current account. It took me about 3 to 4 hours to roll this account on Twitch. I'm actually very happy with it. It's not perfect, but it's really close to being a perfect account. Before I go over each individual unit and why I picked them or why I stuck with this account, I want to show you guys the tier list that I used to get to this conclusion. There's a ton of tier lists out there right now for Slime. I like this one the best. It doesn't have pictures. I know you guys like pictures. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up for you. So this is the tier list that I used when re-rolling my account. There is a lot of other tier lists, like I said, out there, and some of them have pictures, some of them don't. But in a game like Slime, when the 5 stars, 4 stars, and 3 stars are the same character, just a different costume, it's kind of hard sometimes to distinguish them from each other. So I actually like this version of the tier list better than using a picture one. I will show you guys quick. I was going to make my own tier list up here, and I started doing it, and I was confusing the characters up, the 4-star copies with the 5-star copies. So until I learn the pictures and characters better, I'm going to leave this alone. So I'll make this in another video probably in the upcoming weeks. I'll make my own tier list. And I think it's better if I get to test the characters and use them first, because in a game like Slime, there's just so much going on. And there's 7 different elements, so it's not just one character is the best and that's the end-all be-all, because it's going to depend on what element you're facing, what element team you're building. Is your team synergized? Are you using a dark team, a light team? Are you facing a dark team or a light team? So I don't think there's just going to be one character fits all, that's the best character and that's it. In a game like Slime, there's always going to be more to it than that. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of tier lists. I do like them as a guide, but I don't like using them as an end-all be-all. But I will do this in the future for you guys. But let's go back to our other tier lists. I think Neva is almost a must-have for a god tier perfect account. She's been a god for me. She's really, really good character. We'll go over her skills in just a second. Trini is also another really good character because she's basically the best healer in the game. So really good to start off with Neva and Trini. I think that's actually one of the best starts you can get because they work well together. I mean, they're not the same elements, so coming down to your protection character and all that other stuff, as you go through the game, you're probably going to switch stuff out based on elements. But starting off, having Trini and Neva is a really good combo because Trini will heal and Neva will put out the damage for you. But just to make this short and sweet, if you're looking for the God tier account, you're looking for Neva and Trini, I would say. Or you're looking for Neva, and then you could back it up with Rimuru, because Rimuru is also a really, really good healer. I think Trini is the better healer, but they'll both do a really good job healing. As you get through the game, having both of them will be good because, again, coming down to element and element advantage, having the choice between the both of them will actually make it a lot easier for you. But I would say starting off with either one of those combos would be totally fine. Outside of that, it's really going to be up to you on how much you want to reroll and how far you want to go for a God tier account. Honestly, so far in Slime, it wasn't that hard for me to get a God tier account. It did take me 2 to 3 hours to get it, but along the way, I was pulling some really good accounts. I just didn't want to settle. I pulled an account that had a full dark team, and I ended up trashing it, which I shouldn't have done. I probably should have kept the dark team because, honestly, in a game like this with so many elements, you're probably better off just running a full dark team, and then you'll be able to clear probably 90% to 100% of the content just running a straight-up dark team instead of going for these mixed-up S-tier units. Because at the end of the day, if you go for these S+ and S-tier units, you're going to end up with mixed-match elements, and you're going to have to change stuff around depending on what element you're facing anyways. And if you go for a full dark team, you're not going to have to worry about that. You could just go in there and clear content 1, 2, 3, no problem. So I'm going to scroll down so you guys can see the rest of the tier list. This literally maps out everything for you from S+ all the way down to C tier. It shows 5 stars all the way down to 3 stars, all the costumes, all the protection units. So if you want to see what the pictures look like, you can find it on the tier list. Scroll down, look at the picture. Shunna is actually another really good character. She's the last one here where my mouse is, and I believe she's just A tier or S tier, and she is a really good character as well. So that just shows you don't need S+ tier to have a good account. You can have really good team synergy with A tier and S tier units. Your account will probably progress better than somebody that has a bunch of elements all over the place. I'm learning that now myself. This game is just like Near Reincarnation, where element advantage is everything, and in a lot of cases, you're better off having element advantage than having a better unit or whatever the case might be. Now, quickly to talk about protection units as well, because I would say on the God tier account, you want 2 really good units, but you also want a really good protection unit as well. Cribdis is probably one of the best in the game currently, followed by the Bar Owner, so it's really up to you. Now, the thing is, these drop at a lower rate. I believe these are only 1% drop rate compared to the 2 or 3% drop rate of the regular characters, so it's going to be much harder for you to get a protection character. Now, the thing with the protection characters are they do buff certain element or they buff team attack. So if you're running a full dark team, obviously Cribdis is going to be buffing wind attack, so he might not be the best protection character for you. But if you're using a team like mine and you have a couple wind elements on it, then Cribdis is going to be probably the best protection character you can get. So again, it's really going to come down to team synergy and what you're using. But if you want to see it on a tier list and list it out for you, that will be right here at the bottom, and this is going to list it from best to worst. So again, we have Barn Owner at the top, Cribdis, and then it goes all the way down from there. And again, it's really going to depend on what team you're running and team synergy. I don't think there's just one answer for everything in Slime. So this is the tier list I used to get the account that I have now. So let's go back to my account so we can go over it. And here is my current account. And you can see we have a lot of those S+ tier units. And we also have my man Cribdis. Now Cribdis, I did not pull on my reroll, guys. I pulled him with my free 5-star ticket on my 3rd day of playing. So that is something to keep in mind. I did not get this perfect God tier account right away. I had to kind of settle for an account, and then as I played, I just got lucky, and hopefully you guys will too. But let's look at Cribdis and see what he does and why he's so good currently in the game, why he's rated so high on that tier list. So if we click on my man Cribdis' skills, we will see on his Divine Protection, he's going to increase all allies' space attack at the start of the battle by 10%, and then he's also going to increase all allies' wind attack at the start of the battle by 8%. So that's what I was talking about with team synergy. If you're using a full dark team, obviously Cribdis isn't going to be the best protection character for you. I mean, he is still one of the best characters in the game because of his bottom skill, but you'll probably be better off using something that's going to buff your current team's elements. Obviously, if you get Cribdis, he's one of the best protection characters, so you're going to use him early on, but as you grow and go through the game and you start picking up that element stuff, you're going to see that Cribdis might not be the best unit on every single team. And then for his protection skill, increase the skill cost limit until the end of the battle by 30, max 999. Then he also increases all soul of skill gauges increased by 150%, and that's what makes my man so brokenly OP. Really, really good character. I was so happy when I pulled him. It just made my account perfect. Couldn't have gotten any better for me. Hopefully you guys got yourself a Cribdus as well. I'm loving my man at the moment. So next up, my first pull that I got was Neva. Again, I think she is hands down the best character in the game currently. So if you're re-rolling for anything at all, I would say going for Neva would be the most important thing. And then after that, it doesn't really matter as much depending on what you're going for. Now, a lot of people are arguing that it's probably best to just go for a dark team and leave a lot of these S+ tier units alone, because we know in gacha games, if you're not going to spend any money and you're going to be free to play, it's going to be really hard for you to build all of these S tier units to begin with. So that's really going to come down to personal choice. I am starting to feel like building a dark team is the best way to go, though. Just throwing that out there for you guys. I do think having a dark team to start with is probably your best option. So if we go over to Neva's skills and we look at her top secret skill, we have unleashes an all target wind magic attack for 235% normal damage. And another thing that makes Neva so good for me, having Cribdus is going to also buff her attack. Again, going back to that element buff. So next, looking at the battle skills, and keep in mind, guys, these do go up. You can enhance them. And for the first one, we have increase activating soul of combos damage by 61%, increases own critical damage by 20%. And then on the bottom, we have increased all allies guard penetration by 40%. I really do love Neva. She's been an absolute god for me. And the next character that I ended up pulling was Trini, and she happens to be the best healer in the game currently. So again, if we go over to her skills, we'll see on the secret skill, we have unleashes a single target earth magic attack for 400% normal damage. That's a pretty high multiplier. And then moving down to the battle skills, again, heals all allies HP by 25%. And then on the bottom, decreases all targets piercing power by 10%. So a healer and just decreasing the incoming damage. Really, really good units. Absolutely in love with her. Now, I do have Ramiro on my team as well, the Ramiro Temptress. I will most likely take him off my team eventually. Right now, I am using him, but I really don't think I need 2 healers. So eventually, I'm going to take him off my team for another damage dealer. But really quickly, to go over his skills, if we look at his secret skill, unleashes an all-target water magic attack for 230% normal damage. Second skill decreases a single target secret skill gauge by 5%. And then on the bottom, we have heals all allies HP by 15%, increases soul of divine protection damage until the end of the battle by 5%. Really, really good healer as well. It's actually debatable on who's the better healer. In my eyes, I do think Trini is the better healer. That's just my opinion. Don't rip me up too much in the comments for that one. And of course, I'm always going to pick the waifu. Wink, wink. Next up on my team, I went with Shana. Again, she was one of the A or S tier units that I was talking about on the tier list. She's not the end-all be-all, but she is a really good unit, and she's been doing work for me. So for the secret skill, we have unleashes an all-target wind magic attack for 230% normal damage. Then on the battle skill, changes Soul of Divine Protection ×2 into Soul of Skills. Increases all Soul of Skill gauges increased by 5%. Increases all allies' defense by 20%. And this is why I really like her. And then last up, I went with Doggo, and that's because I have 4 bulldogs and I love dogs. No, I'm only kidding. He's actually a really, really good unit. At first, I wasn't too sure, but the more I use Doggo, I'm absolutely in love with him. So for the secret skill, we have unleashes an all-target space magic attack for 230% normal damage. Then for the battle skills, change Soul of Secrets ×2 into Soul of Skills. Increase all Soul of Skill gauges, increased by 5%. And then on the bottom, increase all allies' pierce rate by 10%. Increase all allies' guard penetration by 30%. This is what makes Doggo so good. I love units that buff the team, buffs the team attack, buffs their guard penetration. Anything that's buffing the team is always going to be good in my book. I absolutely love the Doggo. He's been a fantastic unit on my current team. And the funny thing is, I almost rerolled because I pulled Doggo, and he ended up being one of the best characters on my team currently. So that is my current lineup. I wouldn't say I have the best God tier account in the game, but I would say I'm really, really close to having that God tier account. It could be argued that going for element advantage is the best way to do this. Going for a dark team, an old wind team, water team, etc., etc. But it's really going to come up to personal choice. For me, this was my dream team, and I was really happy to get it. If you copy this or get close to this, you're definitely going to have a really good start. I am breezing through the content, haven't gotten stuck at all, getting 3 stars on everything. So I'm very, very happy with my choice. And I'm not mad at myself for re-rolling for 3 hours and deleting my dark account. But I want to know what you guys think. Are you guys having fun with slime? Are you playing slime? What did you roll? Are you still re-rolling? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So comment down below and let me know what you're thinking. Thank you guys so much for the support here on YouTube. We are so close to 4,000 subs. Once we reach it, we'll start another sub celebration. If you want to follow me on Twitch and Discord, those are always linked down below. We do 2 monthly giveaways on Discord, random giveaways on Twitch. If you want to be a part of the random giveaway that we do here on YouTube, all you have to do is sub to the channel, like and comment on my past 10 videos, and that will automatically enter you to the random giveaway. I truly do love each and every single one of you. I will see you in the next one. Spaceballs out. Peace.